Hey, this is Ben Quill, and one of the things we do for you on this channel is talk about the Welsh language. And some of you have asked for some Welsh lessons, and this is just a quick one for you to show you that this is something that I could potentially offer you. Let's see how it goes. I really don't usually just wear a t-shirt, but okay, we'll try and be civilized. In Welsh, like in French, there are two words for to know. In English there's one, but in Welsh there's two. And so if any of you speak French, you have connaître and savoir, to know a person and to know a fact. And in Welsh, nabod and gwybod, completely different. You cannot interchange them. They're different concepts. They mean completely different things. To know a person or a place, just like French, and to know a fact, and they work a bit differently. So, wyt ti'n nabod? Do you know him or her? If you want to clarify which gender it is, wyt ti'n nabod hi? Adding at the end that he. Do you know her? Yes, he is, she in Welsh. But funny enough, the nabod, which is to know someone, you use for a place. So, mae o'n nabod Caerdydd. He knows Cardiff. And to use nabod with that place, it suggests there's a relationship there. You've been there, or there's some kind of exchange there. Because if not, you might hear some people use gwybod am, to know about. You know that it exists. So, dwi'n gwybod am Amsterdam. I know about Amsterdam. I know that it exists, but there's no relationship between me and the place. Once that relationship does exist, it's nabod. But gwybod is factual. Dwi'n gwybod shwt hangio y llenni. I know how to hang the curtains. Ydych chi'n gwybod ble mae'r shop? Do y'all or you formal know where the shop is? And yes, that's to do with a place, but it's to do with information in that space, not specifically your relationship with it. And gwybod changes form. Nabod does, but we don't change its form so much today. We tend to just use nabod. You may hear nabydd. He, she, it knows someone, but that's, I hope people use more of it, but it's tend to be a bit more llenyddol, literary. Nabydd Sarah. He knows Sarah, but you won't hear it very often. Gwybod, however, does change quite frequently. Like one phrase you need to know, pwy yw wir? Who knows? That wir could be he, she, it. It comes from gwir. And don't confuse this with the peninsula, gwir, which is just beyond Abertawe. Spelled sound the same, but they're very different, and thankfully, because you nabod places, you don't gwir them. You're not going to confuse gwir with gwir very often in any context. You also have guni, I know. Wyddos ti? Do you singular? No. Wyddoch chi? Do y'all know? Gwyddoch chi? Y'all know. Y'all do know. The first was a question. Wyddoch chi? One that I hope we use more of is gwyddys. It is known. But that impersonal inflection is not used very often today. But there are also words derived from these two forms of knowing. Gwybodaeth, information, and that's factual, so it comes from gwybod. But cydnabyddiaeth, you see that nabydd in there, that changed form of nabod. That's recognition or acknowledgement. to acknowledge, cydnabod. And then you get adnabod, which is to be acquainted with, which is not as deep as nabod. You get adnabod, and then once you know them, nabod. In a way, you'll see how it works as you go along. Gwybodision, intellectuals. Gwybod, by the way, also can mean generally knowledge, like rowybod, let me know, give me knowing. We give people knowledge rather than letting them know, rather than informing them. We give it to them. For example, Nei di roi gwybod I fi. Will you do give knowing to her? Will you let her know? A slightly different way of saying it than in English. So I didn't want that to be too long. I just want you to be aware that gwybod and nabod are different, and they work pretty much the same as savoir and connaître in French. To know a place and person, nabod. To know a factual thing, gwybod. I just wanted that to be a quick video to explain a very simple concept, and I hope you enjoyed that and that it helps you with your Welsh journey. Diolch yn fawr, hwyl fawr.